Hi everybody, this is Phil Kerner, the Tool and Die Guy, and I guess we're getting into the holiday season, which brings up a couple things for me. But I do have a fun story for you tonight, because you might not know this unless you've listened to some of my podcasts. I love stories. So did I ever tell you about the time my car got stolen? You know, I live in a small town, and now I live in the burbs. But when I was a young guy, I kind of lived in the inner city of Erie, Pennsylvania, and came out one morning and my car was gone. And back then I was driving some giant like 72 Coupe de Ville. It was 100 feet long. I think it either had a 501 or a 472 cubic inch engine in it. I didn't have any money. I just finished my apprenticeship. So I put like $5 in it every 3 days. Gas was like 59 cents a gallon. Who cares, right? So I come out that morning like, where's my car? And my first thought was, okay, how many beers did I have last night? Did I park in the wrong driveway? I literally looked down a few driveways. My car is not there. So I called the cops, okay? And you know, my car was always on like an eighth of a tank. Like I said, $5 every couple days. And cops called me back in about 45 minutes. They said, we found your car. I said, thank God. I said, where is it? They said, it's like 2 blocks away. They ran out of gas. So there's a life lesson for you. The Queen is always worried about a full tank. That's why I'm always running on fumes. If they steal your car, they're not going to get far. I just should trademark that. All right, so it's the holiday season, and for the first time in a few years, I'm not doing a holiday calendar this year. And it hurts me not to do it, but you know, the price of the calendar just keeps going up to print it, and you guys are going to pay so much for a calendar, and so that means my profit margin goes down. I love doing it, but the reality is, you know, the last thing I need here is a stack of vanity calendars here to hand out for the next 10 years. You know, it's like 2030, and it's like, hey, you want this 2023 calendar? Yeah, okay. So I don't want that. I hate to throw them out, but there's more. The Tool and Die Guy site is just full of some great historical documents that I've managed to save over the years. Don't know why I saved it, but I've got all these great apprentice lists and the tools I needed to buy and the standards we were held to back then. If you are in charge of the apprenticeship at your shop or thinking about one, this is a good guide. There's a really cool brochure full of very retro vintage black and whites of the original Kerner Tool and Die Company. It was taken in 1957 or 58. And then I've got all sorts of posters and charts and decimal equivalent charts that I've restored over the years. Great Christmas gifts. You know, as I always say, there's nothing like a Tool and Die Guy decimal equivalent chart hanging over the bed. I know my wife really appreciates it. Yeah, she does. So just some gift ideas for you there. There's a lot of bundles too. All right, so there is a video for you tonight. Really tricky little weird setup. I had to really think about this one. So enjoy this video. Like I said, there's a lot going on here, and I'm sorry about the noise. When I record in the shop, it is what it is, all right? And I'll see you right after this. Okay, pardon the noise. Let's take a look at this little project here. Look at this. All right, so obviously we grabbed 3/32 inch stock and we bend this thing, form it. Then it comes to me, about 30 pieces. I have to establish the overall height here, which is the radius, plus the thickness of the part, plus this 105 dimension, all right? Also, I have to machine this, what I would call a 30-degree angle on, because I'm working from this side, on each side. Now, what's the problem here? Well, how am I going to hold on to this? That's problem number one. I've only got really 2 flat surfaces to grab on. The second problem I have here is that these aren't all the same size. All right, so I can't just pick up the center and cut, machine. So let me show you how I came up with this. And oh, by the way, I think I already told you, I have to trim these ears down to get the correct overall height, okay? So trim the ears and put the angles on. So let me show you how I came up with a little system to do that on the next section. Okay, the main component that makes this whole setup work today is this swing stop. Now you've probably seen these in catalogs. I've altered mine a little bit. I've got 2 valve pins underneath here. because you can see I've got dowel pins here and here, then dowel pins here and here, so that keeps the thing straight. I like it to swing straight, all right? That's one thing I've added. So I just made this little custom base. The best thing I did to this thing, I should say, is this used to be a threaded rod, which you're sitting there cranking. So I just reamed that out for a 1/4-inch ejector pin, okay? In fact, I built this whole piece over, all right? And incorporated it into the existing one I had. So basically, slip fit for a 1/4-inch ejector pin, then I can easily adjust this thing for a stop really quick, okay? So let's see how we're gonna use this swing stop to machine this part. All right, so here we go. Here's our part, and our setup starts with a set of parallels, solid stop on the left, swing stop on the right, and a 2-inch gauge block, all right? So first thing I'm gonna do, set the part in, okay? The trick is, how do we get it level, right? So that's what the swing stop is for. That pin, if I just push it down against it, levels it, all right? Next thing I need is a stop on the left. The widest part, dimension on this part is at the tip, way up here. So I need to get something that far up, so we're just gonna use this 2-inch gauge block, okay? Then I'm just gonna push the part against it. All right, tighten my vise. Make sure this is still good, yep. Pull the gauge block out, and pull the swing stop back. And again, the reason for the gauge block is I can't really put a stop on this side, can I? Because I've got to be on the top, and that's where I'm going to machine. So this is a removable stop, 2-inch gauge block. That's it. All right, so that's what it looks like after the first operation. We finished the top here on both sides. So we established the overall height. And if you look carefully, you can see the 30-degree angle has been machined on one leg. Now, because these parts aren't all the same width, they're fairly close, but not close enough to just go right to the side. I need to just repeat this and cut this angle again on this side. Let's see how that looks. All right, so let's try this one-handed here. All right, so we're just going to turn the piece around. And the nice part about this swing stop is it's self-leveling, because remember when I put the part in the first time, it was thicker, right? Because I have to machine these down, so it was thicker. So now the part's shorter, and of course with the swing stop here, I just push it down until it levels it out. See, now it's level. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is push it up against our stop again. One-handed here, sorry. Okay, close. There we go. Tighten the vise. Remove the gauge block. Remove the stop. Okay, and just machine the angle on this side again. And that's it. Get your 30-degree angle on both sides now. And that's what it looks like when it's finished. So I hope that changed your life. I mean, after watching that phenomenal lesson, you'll probably find true love, your kids will start acting like normal human beings, and your dog will finally quit chewing the furniture. I cover everything. So one last thing, don't forget, all the good stuff over the toolandieguy.com, the membership, the 450, I think, lessons like this one, and all the good stuff for the holidays. Get that craftsman in your life, dad, grandfather, grandmother, wife, some cool stuff. I'm Phil Kerner, the Tool and Die Guy, and we'll see you on the next video.